It is either Friday, October 24th or Saturday, October 25th. At any rate, wherever you are, we're talking about game one of the World Series here on Baseball Today. It is presented to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Looking for a refreshing citrusy kick? Go grab yourself a Mountain Dew. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, and intern Sawyer along for the ride as well. Congrats to the Toronto Blue Jays, 11-4 winners in game one of the World Series over the LA Dodgers. That place was rocking, huh?
It was rocking. They put out some fireworks for the crowd to cheer to. Everything was great from the beginning. The national anthems, everything. Toronto showed up tonight, both the fans and the Blue Jays.
And so too did our Jolly Olive and Joe's McFly, who made the trip from New York City to Toronto, Canada. And did you see our John Boy Media post with Joe's? Here, give a look.
Let's go. All right, Yankees lose, all right?
No, I'm not saying that.
The Yankees lose.
That dude deserves a tip of the cap. That was funny.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's knew what he was getting into going there. I mean, and you know what? Sometimes you just got to take it and have fun watching the World Series, which Joe's did tonight. They made the broadcast too.
They did make the broadcast late in the game, so they're superstars. That's what we do around here at Cowboy Media. We send our biggest superstars wherever the game takes us. So it's official. Blue Jays rocked the Dodgers to take game one, and you know what? It was actually tied going into the middle innings, but then the Jays sent LA 6 feet under in the sixth.
High drive to deep right center field. It is gone. Addison Barger does indeed blow it open with a pinch hit grand slam.
I think we have the best fans in baseball. Obviously a whole country behind us, and we feel the energy every single night. I mean, they're awesome. We see them on the streets, like you said. Go Blue Jays. I'm here on the street every day. You know, I couldn't be more happy to be here.
I mean, the sixth inning exemplified what this team is all about, right?
I mean, all game long was just great at bat after great at bat after great at bat, ambush, great at bat. Like it wasn't just a one type of swing or one type of game plan for them. It was just a little bit of everything. It was jab, 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 blow. Like it was awesome to watch.
It was interesting because Barger did not start the game. He came in as a pinch hitter, and right before his at bat, Dave Roberts comes out to make the switch, I believe. And
yes,
I don't know if you saw, they took a shot of Barger right before they took the shot of Roberts walking to make the pitching change. And you could kind of almost see him like, oh, God, I got to face a lefty. Really? Like, that's got to. And hey, man, we talked on Friday morning show that maybe the Blue Jays lefties couldn't neutralize the Dodger bats the way that, teams like Philadelphia and Milwaukee could. And we were wondering if they had the right relievers. Well, now you got to wonder the same, obviously, with Alex Vesia not being out there and, Banda's kind of hit and miss. I think this was kind of a tone setter on many levels.
I mean, what we thought was the case is the case with the Dodgers bullpen. I mean, if they have to go out there and cover 4 innings the way they had to today, like it's going to get exposed. They don't have the horses out there. They just don't. And maybe they figure something out. Jake and I were just talking like, what can you do if you're Dave Roberts? Like, is there a world where like some of the starters on their throw days are just going to have to go out in the bullpen and find ways to cover pitches? Like, is that what they're going to have to do? Because if the time is now to not baby guys, like it's the World Series. So like, could Glasnow have come in at this time and thrown his pitches? Like it's, I think Dave Roberts has to start thinking about it that way. And I don't know if they can, if they're willing to do that or not. But right now, this bullpen does not look like they're ready to go win a World Series. It just doesn't.
Well, Emmett Sheehan was a guy that they felt was going to really help them out, right? That guy has been a starter for much of this season. They transitioned him to the bullpen because they knew that they would have to rely on his arm. He's now appeared in 4 playoff games. He has given up runs in all 4 of those appearances. And in fact, in 2 of them, he's given up multiple runs. He just hasn't done the job as they thought, but that's in part because of the Blue Jays
Sure.
and their at-bats, right? I mean, the bottom of the order continued to get it done. Jimenez, another huge hit. Ernie Clement, all he does is get multi-hit games. He's got 7 of them now this postseason to tie Devon White for the most in franchise history. This one gave Toronto the lead for good. And, the first 6 guys reached base safely in the 6th inning, and 4 of those guys delivered in 2 strike at bats.
Yeah, you can't outstuff this Blue Jays offense is basically what we've seen from them all postseason long. Like, you have to make great pitches. You can't just throw your pitch in the middle of the strike zone, or you can't nibble around the strike zone, because if you're out of the strike zone, they take, and if you're in the middle of the strike zone, they do damage. So like you have to be so fine and so perfect against this team, and the Dodgers just weren't that. And Emmett Sheehan, like, that's not his MO. He tries to blow guys away with his stuff, and that's not going to work against a team like this. Even Blake Snell, I tweeted it out, like, they both look visibly frustrated on the mound because they thought they were making good enough pitches, but this Blue Jays team is just too good right now, not chasing and then doing damage when you make the mistake. So it's going to take, for the Dodgers to get back into this, like, their starters being perfect.
I think that one guy who doesn't get enough credit in this Blue Jays lineup is Alejandro Kirk.
Oh,
He had 3 hits. He had a home run. He is the first catcher to do that in the World Series since the kid, Gary Carter, for the New York Mets in 1986. And yeah, we're showing the home run, but I'll talk in a little bit about his previous 2 at-bats, which I thought were just great, gritty ABs. In fact, Blake Snell talked about him after the game as well. And yes, we've talked about Vlad. We get that. We talked about Bo Bichette being back in the lineup. We have talked about Ernie Clement and the magic he's provided. We talked about Andres Jimenez and the multiple home runs. We've talked about George Springer and the swing that sent them to the World Series for the first time in 32 years. And all Alejandro Kirk does is manage a pitching staff, frame pitches, and work gap to gap and then over the wall when he needs to. He does a little bit of everything.
Let me save the Kirk talk for me later, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do you think that I could beat him in a race?
Woo, no. Chris, I love you so much. You are no. Me fresh out right now, like in my sandals, yes,
Well, what if I wore turf shoes?
No, I love you, Chris.
Still no?
You guys have like the same gait, but he's just got some years on you. That's all.
But he's the slowest runner in baseball.
Yeah.
And I still don't have a chance?
No. I actually haven't really ever seen you do anything athletic. Not saying you can't. I just I don't think I've ever seen you like throw, catch, swing, or anything like that. Have I?
You saw me swing. I played blitzball when we went out to Colorado for the All-Star game, and I almost hit a home run. And one of the Como guys caught it on the. You don't remember this off of Jimmy? He threw a split that hung.
I don't. I apologize. So.
All right. Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Do you think that I would have any chance if Kirk and I had a race, let's say, from home to second? How close would it be?
Now, if we're talking like a pie eating race.
Okay, that's enough out of you.
Okay.
Also, pretty good job by the Blue Jays bullpen. Fisher obviously struggled, but Fluharty, we realized, is now going to be the lefty that's going to get the first crack at the Ohtani Freeman lane, right?
He made nasty pitches on Ohtani, man. Like, he was making perfect pitches.
Yep. So he'll be the first one out there. Chris Bassett was super emotional.
He is a key in this series, Chris Bassett, because he's able to go multiple innings. His stuff is playing up out of the pen as well, which doesn't always happen. I think we always assume that it's going to happen. His is. And he's a different type of look too. Like he doesn't pitch like a reliever. So I think there's like a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Deception in that regard. I think he's going to be a big part of this series going forward.
And the fact that he's got about 8 pitches too is going to keep guys off.
That's kind of what I mean. Like, he doesn't pitch like a reliever. Most relievers have 2 pitches, 3 pitches at the most. Like Bassett can open his bag of tricks and go to a bunch. So yeah, he's different. I think he's gonna be a difference maker.
Okay, I will ask you about the 1 week off for the Dodgers. Did you notice anything, or was it just that the Blue Jays were so damn good it didn't matter?
No, I think they played fine. In fact, they had chances early on in the game to put it away, and they just didn't do it. So I don't think it's like a rest versus rust situation. I don't.
I just think that the Blue Jays are a damn good team. We both picked the Dodgers, you in 5, me in 6. But I mean, listen, we also both didn't like the whole David versus Goliath thing that people were asking Vlad about, that this would be an enormous upset. Those are for people that just didn't watch enough baseball this year. This is a great, great team that tied for the most wins in the American League, and this is the way they played all year. So this is nothing new for any of us. It's just, it's kind of an eye-opener.
It's big boy versus big boy. This is not, this is not a David Goliath situation.
It is not. It is not. Tell us, though, in the comments, what impressed you most about Toronto and what really kind of caught your eye with them, because they're running hot and they're a damn good team. Playoff season here. Whether you're at a watch party or a tailgate or hanging out with friends after the game, nothing levels up those moments like the refreshing tropical lime kick of Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's absolutely legendary, and it's available everywhere and in anything. You could grab a can or a bottle and bring that tropical flavor with you. So with the Fall Classic, you're going to be hanging out with friends. You're going to be rooting for your favorite team. You're going to be grabbing food late night after the game, or maybe even this weekend, you'll go to a college football tailgate and then watch the World Series later, or on Sunday, the day off of the World Series, you're going to go to an NFL game and tailgate. Do yourselves a favor. Bring something that ties it all together, the Baja Blast. Don't wait. Grab Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Taste the top tropical refresh that takes every occasion to the next level. Find it now at mountaindew.com/find do. All right. Blake Snell. His first 3 starts were awesome in the playoffs, right? He had thrown 21 innings. He had given up 2 runs. He weaved his way in and out of trouble in the first inning, but then in the 4th inning, he got rung up a little bit.
Varsho in the air to center field. Pages going back, turns, watches, and it's gone in time. Dalton Varsho locks game 1.
He's just one of those guys that's got a really good fastball, and that slider plays really well off of it. He made some good pitches in the first at-bat. I just missed it, and then second at-bat, got my pitch and didn't miss it.
All the hits they had the home run, fastball middle, and then Kirk was just putting together good at-bats, fighting stuff, so I got to figure that out. But those were their 2 hard hits, and then outside of that, walks and just getting behind. And yeah, it's just got to be better, locate the ball, and yeah, I like what I'll be able to do.
5 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned, 4 Ks, 3 walks, plus the homer to Varsho. Are you surprised that the Blue Jays were able to do something that the Reds, Phillies, and Brewers could not?
I don't want to use the word surprise because we talked about this. I don't think Blake had his best stuff today. I said if he had his best stuff, it'd be difficult for anybody in the big leagues to hit him, Blue Jays included. I don't think he had his best stuff. He was working from behind a ton, but a lot of that was because the Blue Jays were just making great swing decisions and non-swings as well on a lot of pitches. So working counts, making him visibly frustrated. And I think that's what we're going to get into this. You're going to ask me something soon. We're going to get into it. But I think that's what happened right here on this Varsho homer, Chris. He has the Alejandro Kirk long AB, and Varsho understands, what does a pitcher want to do? Varsho, by the way, former catcher. What does a pitcher want to do after a long AB? He wants to get back in the strike zone and get ahead of the guy. So what does Varsho do? Understands the fastball is coming and clips him, ambush. So I think there was a lot of, just like Blake said, I thought he pitched okay. He did get himself in and out of trouble, but they made him work in ways that the other teams that he's faced did not make him work. And you could tell, like, he was frustrated on the mound, like after pitches that he thought he made a good enough pitch to get a swing or to get an out, and they just didn't bite or didn't go his way, you could tell like he hadn't seen that yet this postseason, and that is what Toronto does to pitchers.
You mentioned Kirk. So he had the walk in the first inning. It was a 9-pitch AB, and then he walked in the first inning to load the bases, and then Varsho flew out. Then he had the 8-pitch at bat before the single, and before the home run. And you're right, man. You could see it on Blake Snell's face, and you even heard it in his soundbite where he's like, I gotta figure out, because he got me. He got me. He won the battle. And I just think that that's a lost art in today's game. It really is, because everybody's swinging out of their shoes. They're going for it. And so the guys who have the ability to make pitchers work like that. And I thought there was one other thing, that when Snell walked Bichette to lead off the 6th, I think if Dave Roberts had confidence in his bullpen, he would have pulled him there, because Kirk's up next. And we just talked about what sort of damage he had done against Snell. And then 2 batters after that comes Varsho, who had just clicked him in his previous at-bat. So the Dodgers' inability to have enough good arms down in that bullpen made Dave Roberts say, I got to let my guy go a little longer.
Yeah, well, he had gotten his pitch count under control by that time, 29 in the first, but as he entered the 6th, it was at 84 going into that inning. So he had done a good job managing it. So if you're Dave Roberts, you're like, hell yeah, I'm trying to get this guy to get through the 6th, possibly even get through the 7th. If he can have a quick inning in the 6th, you'd think about extending that pitch count up into the 110s, 120s. Like I think he would have done that. But it didn't work out that way. But yes, you could tell he's got zero confidence in the bullpen at all.
Was there something else you wanted to say about Kirk?
No, but the next question is a moment in the game. So we've talked about my moment like 5 times now. I have another one. Don't worry.
No, it's okay. But you can share 2 if you want to. We'll get to them right now. Why not? Moment in the game that might have been swept under the rug because of the final score being 11-4, but you still want to talk about it. So you can have 1 or 2, since we kind of ran all.
Well, mine was going to be the Kirk at bats. The 9-pitch at bat, 8-pitch at bat. I was going to talk about how Varsho clipped them ambush style, but we just did that. So the next one I'll go to is this was in the top of the 2nd.
Okay. I know which one you're going.
Tommy Edman has the infield swinging bunt, bases loaded. It's 1-0 Dodgers at the time. So this was the Dodgers could blow the game open right here. Andy Pages up. Shohei up with bases loaded. Hits a ground ball to Vlad to end the inning. So like their inability to put together crooked numbers, which they've done throughout the postseason, they just couldn't get it done tonight. I think that was big, and that happened a couple different times during the game, but that one in particular, top of the 2nd, Pages, Shohei, not being able to push across more runs, I think really hurt them.
Pages,
I think you're going to get into another one right here.
Yeah, Pages is hitting 0.70. His slash line is 0.77, 122, 103. And, the Fox broadcasters said Dave Roberts pulled him aside and said, stop grinding in the cage. Stop working on everything technical. Just go out and loosen up. And that still didn't work out for him. So,
yeah, we could see Ha-Seong Kim in center tomorrow. Maybe at Tommy Edman if he's able to move around there. Maybe he goes to center and we see
Miguel
Rowe. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know if Edman can still move around because of that ankle that cost.
Then put Ha-Seong Kim in center. Then he's a spark plug player. That's what you signed him for.
Hey man, that's the beauty of short series. Is that some people say, "Oh, you're panicking." Well, you don't have time to sit around.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
Like stuff. You just don't.
This is the time to manage like it. There's no tomorrow.
Right. For me, the moment I want to focus on is when the Dodgers made it 2-0, right? So in the 3rd, Freddie Freeman is on first, and Mookie's on second. Will Smith hits the ball right. And Mookie is turning and going, and Freddie Freeman I think he's trying to intentionally draw the throw. I don't think he was trying to go first to third. I think he was trying to get Miles Straw attention over to him to make sure that Mookie was going to score. Now, if that's Barger in right, maybe I get it with his arm out there. Miles Straw does not have a typical right fielder's arm. And instead of having first and second, and Savage is on the ropes at that point because Max Muncy's coming up next, you've got runner at second and 1 out, and all of a sudden the kid's like, all right, at least I – and then to his credit, he worked his way out of the jam, worked another inning, and gave them 4. But to me, for a guy that's a veteran and a future Hall of Famer, that was a head scratcher.
That was he wasn't trying to draw the throw, and if he was, that's insane. Like a slow ground ball like that, Mookie off on contact because it's first and second, so he's going no matter what on a ground ball.
So what was he trying to do? He was trying to –
I don't know, man. I think that he was just trying to go to third and then realize, oh shit, I'm gunned. Like, I don't know what he was doing. It's just that was a bad base running play, and you're totally right. So that was – what inning was that?
That's the third.
The third. Okay, let me get to that because I wanted to talk about that as well. So Will Smith does that, and then so it would have been first and second, nobody out, 2-0, and you're talking about a completely different type of scenario. Both infielders now pinched in for the double play ball. Teo hits that ball up the middle. Bo Bichette makes a great play, but because he's back, he's able to make that play. And I know it could be different, the at-bat, whatever. It's not always going to be the same thing. But what I'm saying is it's a completely different situation. And I do not think Freddie was trying to goat straw into throwing to third instead of home. I just think he was trying to go to third and then realized he was gunned. And it was bad. It's a bad mistake that, I agree with you. That cost them a chance for a big inning.
On top of that, you're on turf. Ball's going to get out to him quickly. Everything was going against, and Freddie doesn't run the way that he once did.
No,
he's had a hitch in his giddy up too. It was just a really weird, strange play.
That inability to put together the big hit cost the Dodgers a ton. But we've seen Savage get play Houdini quite often in the last couple of starts. So I guess give him credit,
absolutely,
and the Blue Jays defense credit because they find the outs.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the night, if you'd said he'd get through 4, you would have been like, oh, God, would they hang a 4 spot on him? For him to only give up 2 runs, to wiggle out of that stuff, that was great. But I'd be curious. If I talked to him, I would ask him how much of a sigh of relief was that first out in the third. Man on second, 1 out instead of first and second, nobody out. I think he'd tell you. It's like, yeah, that's a huge difference emotionally. Hey, MLB postseason, it's in full swing. Keep up with the World Series with T-Mobile, the best network in America. It's according to Ookla Speed Test. With the most towers, a signal that goes farther than ever before, and the most advanced 5G, you can catch even more of the postseason. So whether you're streaming the games out and about, you're checking stats on the road, you're cheering on your favorite team at the ballpark, you're connected wherever your fandom takes you. All you got to do, head on over to T-Mobile.com/network, switch to the very best network. For baseball fans, it's better over here. So do yourselves a favor, go hang out and do that. T-Mobile, right now. All right, we're going to get you all set for Game 2, Saturday night in the 6th. It's Yamamoto against Gausman. Here is Dave Roberts on the Dodgers situation.
There's some key at-bats that, you got to win pitches and, use the other side of the field, get a hit, take a walk, whatever it might be. But I think that, we can be better. We need to be better. Gausman, these guys are fired up. They're playing good baseball. So, just 1 through 9, we just got to continue to take good at-bats and play good baseball, then we'll be fine.
We talked about it on Friday morning show that the Dodgers offense has not been this crazy, insane juggernaut. It's been all about the starting pitching and Roki Sasaki. And those have been the 2 main points as they won 7 of their first 9 of their first 10 playoff games. My math sucks. On top of a lot of yeah. So do the Dodgers offensively need to change things up against Kevin Gausman? What would you do?
I actually think their bottom of the lineup besides Pages has been fine. They've been getting productive at bats, and I think at least putting together decent games. I think to me, it's just they have to get the big hit. When they get runners in scoring position, they have to get the big hit. They need the 3-run homer. They need Shohei to do his thing. He has not looked great this postseason, and all those guys in general. I mean, the stats for the top 3 hitters right now for the Dodgers. Now Shohei's looks really good because he has 4 homers, but he's hitting 222. Mookie's decent, 289, 795, and then Freddie 214, 708. Like, they haven't carried the way this Blue Jays guys have done it. Like, Springer's got a 916 OPS, Barger 1 dotting, Guerrero 1.4. I mean, Ernie Clement, for God's sakes, has a 1.0, a 1 dot. So I think they just have to get going. I don't know what that means. I mean, I think he really has been pitched very well. Like, they've made good pitches on him. So for him, he just got to get more mistakes, because when he gets the mistakes, he hits them. So he just has to try to, I guess, pray that he gets mistakes. And everybody else, they just got to have the big hit. That's the biggest thing for the Dodgers. They did not come up with that tonight. Can't run into outs. This Blue Jays team will do that to you if you let them. So you can work your way out of innings very quickly against them. To me, the biggest thing is top 3, like, take over the freaking game and be who you are. And then when you do have a chance to put away a team like they did in the first couple innings, you got to take advantage of it.
So they are going against Kevin Gausman, who normally would have started game 1 of this series, but the reason he didn't was because he had to throw 19 pitches in an inning of relief in game 7 against the Seattle Mariners in the ALCS. If you remember, he was a little wild that day. He had 3 walks, and he can lose the plate a little bit. So I'm curious if the Dodgers are going to make him. How would you attack him? Would you make him throw strikes? Would you try and build up his pitch count? Because he's tapped out at 5 2/3 innings in each of his 3 starts here in the playoffs.
It just depends on what he looks like that day, and depends on where the runners are. I don't think you have to have one set game plan against him. I don't think that you have to do that. I think, you see if he has control of that splitter, if he's able to throw that for strikes. If he doesn't, you just try your best to lay off it. Most of the time he's been able to throw that 4 strikes. I don't know. I saw the ball really well off Kevin Gausman. I know he's changed a little bit. He had the splitter when I faced him, but he throws it a little bit more now. Again, I think it's situation based. I think this Dodger team is good enough to, come up and understand what they have to do in these certain situations. Like, just like we see the Blue Jays do, if a situation calls to move a runner or hit the ball in the 3-hole, or, just put the ball in play, you got to do that. The Dodgers need to take a look over across the diamond and say, shit, we need to start playing offensively like those guys.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the Dodgers do have numbers against Kevin Gausman. Now, it's varying degrees of success, but they have seen him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
He's been around for a long time.
He has been around for a long time, and it's been different stops. So it's been different stages of Kevin Gausman. And, we have to preface it. So not all individual numbers are created equal. But I will say this. There's only 2 guys in the Blue Jays lineup that have seen Yamamoto, and it's IKF and Ty France. We know Ty France will not be starting. And IKF, it's a long shot. I mean, he might get in at bat against him at some point, but I doubt it. So we asked this about Savage, that the Dodgers hadn't seen him. The Blue Jays have not seen Yamamoto, and he is a much more polished pitcher than a 22-year-old rookie. So how much of an edge does he have?
I think he more than anyone on the Dodgers pitching staff can be successful against the Blue Jays, just because of the control that he has. And you really, against this Blue Jays team, you really have to live on the peripherals of the strike zone. They're not going to, you can't just elicit chase with like a nasty pitch. You have to elicit chase with like tunneling and setting that pitch up. Like, and Yamamoto can do that because he has such good control. So I think, the fact that they haven't seen him obviously helps him in that regard. But I think the control factor for him is what will make him a tougher matchup than maybe Snell tonight.
He is coming off the first postseason complete game, in 8 years or whatever it is. So he is rocking and rolling and ready. And I am excited, because if the Blue Jays come out as we expect them to, with certainly the same strategy, whether or not they'll be able to pull it off, That's why we're going to watch, and we can't wait. One other note about Addison Barger, had the pinch hit grand slam, by the way, the first one in World Series history. Davis Schneider said after the game that Barger slept on his pull-out couch. The story didn't quite make sense because Jeff Passan, our buddy at ESPN, asked him what happened. Did his lease run out or something like that? He never answered. He said his family's
I'm sure his lease ran out.
Yeah, it's probably something along those lines. If you're Addison Barger, don't you go sleep on the same pull-out couch tonight?
Where else is it going to go?
Well, I mean, his family might be in town, so maybe he's got a spare hotel room or
He
something.
ain't staying. No, I mean, you do the exact same thing. And if I'm Addison Barger, I'm not going to be around my family going out to the hotels and stuff. This is the World Series. Like, you guys do your thing, go have fun. He's focusing on the game. I'd bet a lot of money that he's going to be back on that couch.
Yeah. Do you think it's a couch or a futon?
I think it's a couch, man. It's Schneider's? Yeah, it's a couch.
Couch.
Yeah,
Did you ever have
it's probably rental furniture, so it's not a great couch.
Did you have a futon? Ever have a futon?
I don't even know what a futon is.
Whoa.
So turn into it's one of those things that kind of turns into like a little bed.
Dan, see if you can pull up a picture of
futons.
A futon.
That's like your generation for sure.
Yeah, that is my generation because when I moved out,
I have a pull-out sleeper couch in my house that I hate.
Yeah,
we've used it quite a bit, but it's so uncomfortable.
You don't put adults on that thing.
So I have a guest area. So there's a room, has a living room in it. Nobody has those anymore. Futons are ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a futon. So first of all, it's impossible to you have to pull it from both ends at the same time, and then it rocks down into a flat mattress.
That's probably more comfortable than the pull-out couch that I have.
Not really.
Well, whatever. I have this area, has a room that has a big California King in it, and then because my brother visits us a lot and he's got kids, I was like, yeah, let's make some more sleeping area for them. So we got the couch. I want to get rid of it now, but it's also very heavy.
Yeah, those couches, those sleepers can get really heavy. Can I tell you though? That futon saw some good times.
Oh my God. Wouldn't you break the futon? This little, weak piece of furniture.
Oh, futons could talk. You know what that one would say? Get the fuck off of me.
Yeah.
Today's episode, Baseball Today, sponsored by Nutrafol. There's nothing like the postseason. It's full of moments that we can take our hats off to. That's why Nutrafol, now the official hair growth partner of Major League Baseball. They want to help fans celebrate what's under the hat. With thicker, stronger hair, they can feel confident showing off. Nutrafol, it's the #1 hair growth supplement in the game. Clinically proven to see results in 3 to 6 months, which ain't bad. Nutrafol, it's all about growth, the kind that takes time, commitment, consistency. That's why they love partnering with baseball, because it's more than a game. It's about showing up day after day, season after season, because when you get to the biggest moments, nothing should hold you back. In this postseason, whether you're tipping your cap to a walk-off win or just enjoying the game, you can do it with hair that is worth celebrating. So visit Nutrafol.com to take $10 off your first month subscription and join millions seeing thicker, stronger hair. Now, they start baseball games with the national anthem, or in this case, the national anthem, and then "O Canada." But we wanted to give a special shout out to Farrell. I almost said John Farrell.
Yeah, it's Farrell.
Farrell.
Yeah.
And the Voices of Fire. So this was great. Then they continued on with "O Canada," and it was incredible, dude.
Yeah, I loved every bit of it. It just felt right for the moment. I don't know, like, first of all, I love when we have to play two anthems. I'm all
Mhm.
about that. I do love "O Canada." It's a great anthem.
It is very good.
But they did a great job. I tweeted it out, and someone below my tweet said it felt like the Olympics opening ceremony. I said, "Hell yeah, that's kind of what it did feel like. It was big, like it felt grand but classy."
Yes, that's perfect. And then there were some people complaining, "Why are we having chairs on the infield before game 1 of the World Series?" We'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Did they? I would have if I was an infield. I would say, "Can you drag this for me, please?"
It's a good
They
question.
might have.
I think they probably
They
did.
probably did because they were
Speed drag.
stepping all over it too.
Speed drag.
Yeah, they got
That's fine.
50 freaking guys working on the field. That'll take no time. Boom.
By the way, I'm gonna say I know who Pharrell is, but I wrote
Yeah,
Farrell
that's
as in
pretty
like
bad.
John Farrell. I wrote it instead of PH, which is his name. For some reason, I typed it as John Farrell. So
You're always feral, aren't you? Hey, let me tell you something that's really cool about the big leagues. Talking about like dragging the field and stuff, like
Mhm.
spring training or during the season, you're taking like early ground balls. There'll usually be a ground screw guy out there that,
Mhm.
like, I don't know, after like 5 or 6 ground balls will just come out and just rake it right in front of you.
That's so awesome.
It's so awesome, dude. The big leagues is so cool. Like hitting with pearls every day, someone just taking care of this beautiful field for you. It is the best thing in the world to play on a big league baseball field every day. It's the
'Cause
best.
you've probably played on some dumpers down there in the rookie league, and
In minor leagues, that made me a bad defender playing in the minor leagues. I can
Mhm.
tell you stories about Beloit, Wisconsin, and the 2-person grounds crew that we had.
2-person.
It was insane, Chris.
So everybody's grabbing a loop for the tarp, right?
Oh, the people that work like front office people, that they would be out there doing that. But the people that took care of the field was 2 people. They had no idea what they were doing. And it was the big leagues is the best. It's the best.
That's okay. You made it. You made it, buddy. All right. Boy, you really need the Dodgers to win, or your prediction is toast come Saturday
It's
night.
fine. I'm fine with it. I prefer a great series.
Okay. What does happen?
Shoot, I mean, I'm hoping it gets 1-1 and it goes back to the LA tied like that. I
Give me
am.
a score. Give me a score and a prediction. You've been hot.
7-5 Dodgers win tomorrow.
Oh, I got 6-4. And I've got Max Muncy with a homer.
Okay.
There you go. We will be on soon after game 2, and we'll put it out for your consuming pleasure. So shout out to our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer. That is the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. On behalf of Pharrell, I am Chris Rose. We will see you after Game 2 of the World Series here on Baseball Today, presented to you by Mountain Dew Baja Blast.